and welcome to Finextra TV. I'm Angelica Malin, coming to you from Sibos 2023 in Toronto. Today we're talking about the future of Treasury, and I'm joined by Brooke DiNatale from Mastercard. Brooke, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for being here. So, starting off, talking about the role of the Treasury, what are some of the catalysts and key drivers behind the shifting role of the Treasury?
So there's been a lot of change recently, I think everybody knows that, but it really has affected the Treasury. The Treasury has historically been a bit more siloed, a bit focused on reporting, but with the economy changing so drastically, they've had to do more, and they've had to step out and start looking at how can they advise the company to make better investments, safer investments, how can they move into new technology. So how would we bring together more systems to speak together and to perform more seamlessly? And then looking at supply chains and cross-border. So obviously all the supply chains were disrupted with the pandemic and then with Ukraine and Russia. And so looking at how the Treasurer can help in those areas, they have the view. They sit at the in the top and can see all the systems. So how can they really help improve the supply chain, the way it functions and the way it's funded?
Thank you so much for that, all sharing those insights. And in terms of ESG, we know ESG is something that's very important. How does the Treasury work within ESG to meet those goals?
So the ESG is obviously very important for all companies, but the Treasurer can definitely help there as well. And actually Mastercard has a solution called Global Treasury Intelligence. This has an ESG module. So GTI is a great system where it plugs into a company's ERP and it's able to do the analysis for the Treasurer. It uses AI and machine learning to do this. And the ESG system helps you understand your supply chain so much better. Are your suppliers, what's their credit risk? How are they complying with their own ESG goals? And is able to spit out a report that will help you make smart decisions. The other way you can help with ESG is through supply chain finance. So using the tools of supply chain finance to do a better job in setting the correct behaviors that you want to promote.
And what about emerging technologies? What emerging technologies can we tap into and what benefits do they bring?
I think the digitization of all systems across the company is so important, and that's what's happening today. I think with using APIs, a company has more access to more data faster, and they're able to bring it together seamlessly into a single solution. AI has been a buzzword obviously recently, but it's not new technology. AI and machine learning has been around for a while, but now it's being used by treasurers to provide real-time forecasting, and so you're not just reporting anymore, you're actually forecasting and determining what's going to happen and how the company should react. A lot of these together were a bit time-bound, so maybe you do reports every month and then you speak to those. But now with AI, you're able to update them every hour, every minute if you want, depending on how things change. And then you have cloud native. So many solutions today are going into the cloud. This is the opportunity for companies to actually have access to solutions that are updated constantly. So they're much easier to integrate, they're much easier to have access to, and they're able to have something that is aligned across all their markets. So if you have a company that is operating in 30 markets, they can have their data updated instantaneously via the cloud.
So looking ahead into the future, how do you see the role of the Treasury changing in the next 5 to 10 years?
So I think all the things that we've talked about today are just going to continue to accelerate. So with using the technology that we have, you're just going to see that be embedded into systems every day. So instead of the systems being disparate, you're going to have embedded finance, embedded services. And companies are really going to be looking to their banks to provide that for them. So banks are going to have to step out of their general comfort zone and play further along in the payments ecosystem, I think. So they're going to look to their banks as a source of a company they trust, somebody that they rely on to provide them with solutions. And banks are going to be looking to fintechs to provide that. So you're going to see this ecosystem and the payments come together in a really exciting way, where the innovation and the speed of fintechs marries together with the banks and their customer trust and their scale. So Mastercard is actually one of the players that wants to knit those two pieces together, right? We have great relationships with fintechs and we have great relationships with banks, and so we're able to bring them together into a solution that provides a lot of value to the treasurers.
That's a wonderful positive note to end on. Brooke, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.